This is Jane. She's standing in her bathroom staring at herself in the mirror. It's tiny. Her roommate wants to get in. Last night, the condom broke. She knows that there's a morning after pill, an emergency contraceptive pill. But what if it's forever? She doesn't have the time right now. She's in college, she can't raise a child. But that doesn't mean she never wants any children. That doesn't mean she's sure she wants to get rid of the possibility forever. Forever's way too permanent. Jane messages her friend Sarah. You up? Yeah, why? Should I take Plan B? Sarah tells Jane that Plan B can mess up her fertility in the future if taken too many times, but she should take it anyway to prevent her from getting pregnant. Jane is scared. She can feel her heart hammering in her chest, but she believes her friend. She takes the emergency contraceptive. All is well, until 2 weeks later, when she wakes up and finds that her period is nowhere to be seen. It should have started 2 days ago. She should be bleeding. Right now is the time for Mother Nature to let her know that she's escaped another month without getting pregnant. She looks down at her stomach. Nervously, she puts a hand against it. Is there a life in there? Jane rushes to make an appointment with her doctor. She has to make an excuse with her professor. She tells him that she has diarrhea. It's a good thing Jane sees her doctor, because Jane has just fallen victim to one of the common misconceptions about birth control usage. Her doctor is very understanding. She's very casual. The doctor leans back into her seat without a care in the world and she tells her, "Oh, I get this a lot. Contraceptives aren't just about stopping pregnancy. Sometimes Plan B will make your period late. Other oral contraceptives can make it stop altogether. It doesn't mean that you're pregnant. Have you done a test?" Jane looks at the doctor. The doctor looks at Jane. Jane hasn't done the test. "You mean I'm not pregnant?" she asks. A wave of relief washes over her, and she relaxes back into her chair. It feels like she's just run a marathon. She never thought she'd long for the monthly evidence that nothing has gone wrong, but missing it had terrified her. Still, no period and no pregnancy? That was a great deal. If she had known, she would have gotten the pill years ago. As Jane speaks to her doctor more, she learns that she's one of the many women in the world who have been misled about what birth controls can and can't do for them. It's a good thing she made time to learn about it. The doctor explains that the daily birth control pill is one of the safest forms of contraception. Their failure rate is at less than 1% with perfect use. This compares to the rate of other contraceptive methods, which are between 1 to 6%, with the only real exception to the rule being the pulling out method, which, with typical use, can have a failure rate of almost 25%. That's a quarter of the time. Jane's not letting her boyfriend convince her of that one again. Her doctor also explains that Plan B is safe to be taken more than once, but shouldn't be misused because their failure rate is much higher, since they are for emergencies and not for regular use. For those wanting a safer option for birth control, the daily pill is the safest route. The doctor also tells Jane that a lot of overweight women blame the pill, but usually there isn't any scientific evidence for that. Oral contraceptives don't actually cause weight gain, but depending on the prescription, they may cause increased appetite and craving as your hormones fluctuate. And that's another thing. There's more than just one pill. It's important that women talk to their doctors and find a contraceptive that's right for them, at least in part so they know what to expect and are totally informed about their bodies. Jane is not the first concerned lady this doctor has seen, and she won't be the last. When Jane leaves her doctor's office, it's with a renewed spring in her step. She's finally got the education about her body that she should have had years ago. She knows that she can keep taking the daily birth control pill right up until she wants to get pregnant, and then stop. She doesn't need to wait more than a day for her period to begin again, and taking the pill for a long time won't stop anything from working down there when she wants it to. She knows that once she does stop taking it, she should be prepared for a heavy period. It can stop for a while, but it will build up, and if she forgets to take her pill until the next day, she just needs to take 2 pills the following day to be back on schedule. She has to tell Sarah.